going to call to order this meeting of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners. It is Thursday, May 1st, May Day. And for the record, all three commissioners are here and present in the Nat U Hill room. We had some technical issues this morning, and so we had a delayed start. We appreciate everyone's patience. We'll begin with the public statement read by Commissioner Madeira.
We, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, renew our commitment to welcome and protect the rights of all people, regardless of age, race, color, creed, disability, sexual orientation, gender, gender identity, marital status, economic status, and national origin. And we affirm the right of every person to live peacefully and without fear. And we will fight and resist at every step discrimination and harmful policies, whatever their source. We believe in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. We also stand in support of our county public school systems, both RBD and MCC-SC.
All right, thank you so much. We will move on now to our department updates. And we have Ms. Kelly joining us from the Health Department. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just a few updates. As of April 29th, emergency visits for COVID-like illness have increased slightly, but wastewater concentrations are continuing to decrease. Flu activity is still minimal. The Indiana State Board of Animal Health has detected highly pathogenic avian influenza in Porter County, Indiana. This was detected in a non-commercial backyard flock with 360 birds affected. The public health risk is still low, and the CDC is continuing to monitor activity. As always, our public health clinic has vaccines available for all ages. You can call 812-353-3244 for an appointment.
All right, thank you so much. Comments or questions? Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Madeira?
No, thank you for your vigilance for public health.
Yeah, appreciate your work, and thank you again for the open house last week that you, your staff and the board hosted. I have a question about the avian flu incident. Is this a different strain? Is that why you made that note?
No.
Okay,
so it's not a different strain, sorry.
Okay, got it.
It was just the way I said it.
Okay, great, thank you. I got worried there for a second. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Any other departments have an update for us today? You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. Seeing none, we'll move on to public comment. This is the time reserved for folks who wish to speak about an item that is not on our agenda. Each person has 3 minutes. Please give us your name and county of residence. Raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. Seeing none, we'll move on to our next agenda item, please.
Move approval of the minutes for April 24th, 2025.
I second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any comments, corrections, or edits? All right. Me either. All those in favor of approving the minutes for April 24th, 2025, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of the claims docket, accounts payable May 1st, 2025, and payroll May 2nd, 2025.
I second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Ms. Gallardo, please tell us all about it.
Good morning. The accounts payable claims docket for May 1st, 2025 totals $3,529,628.97. This includes all emergency claims and adjustments. The payroll docket for May 2nd, 2025 includes $1,605,000 $362.36 in direct costs, and the remaining $685,344.83 were for indirect costs, for a grand total of $2,290,707.19. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Comments or questions? Commissioner Madeira?
I have none.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Let's see if there's any public comment on these items. Please raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the claims docket, accounts payable May 1st, 2025, and payroll May 2nd, 2025, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. I'll note for the record, we've received reports from the clerk of the circuit court for March 2025 and a report from Weights and Measures. The report ranges from March 16th to April 15th, 2025. And now we will move on to new business, please.
Move approval of Integra Realty Resources Valuation Services, Fund Name County General, Fund Number 1000, in the amount of $2,900.
I second.
We have a motion and we have a second, and we have Assessor Sharp joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Let me write my name real quick here. What I'm here for, and this has gone to the legal department. I was up here, I don't know, last time I was up here, it was the same issue. But what has happened, and let me explain this, when it goes to the state, to the Indiana Board of Tax Review, a big appeal, I have to have an appraisal done. And the Dillon is the only student apartment complex that actually appealed to the state this year. And so we had an appraisal done. And Integra Tax Company, it's David Hall and his partner. They're probably one of the best firms, commercial firms in the state of Indiana, if not the nation. They are phenomenal. And David has been working with Monroe County, just not with me, other, I think, had worked for the city and maybe even the commissioners over the years. Anyway, you all are familiar with appraisals. And appraisals has to be USPAP, which is all stuff that the Appraisal Institute sets out all the rules for a real appraisal. This is law. And if an appraiser would not do that, then it's not called USPAP, and they could lose their license. So what has happened now at the Indiana Board of Tax Review, something happened and no one even understands, and I know it's going to be us here in Monroe County that'll have to go all the way with this. David did a USPAP appraisal. They don't accept that at the IBTR because David uses Marshall & Swift, which every appraiser in the world uses Marshall & Swift. Those are the true cost tables. He has to use the DLGF's cost tables that they do that are not the same as Marshall & Swift. So we had a conversation, him and I and the attorneys. I don't want David to, well, he's not going to perjure himself or not do what's right. So he did the original appraisal, USPAP. So now he is asking us to spend a little bit more money. Instead of using Marshall & Swift, the appraisal will be the same except the cost tables. He's using the ones that the state has just done. So this is going to be very unique because when we finally get to the IBTR, he's going to present two of these. He's going to present the USPAP that he has to, and then he's going to show them with their cost tables that they're wanting us to use. So this is going to change the whole appraisal system. Any appraiser cannot do this. And he actually asked the Appraisal Institute. He said, I don't want to get Judy into trouble. I want to do what's right, but I cannot. It has to be USPAP. And they said, we agree with you. Do another one. I mean, do a second. And it's, you can see it's $2,000. It's not much. I mean, I know every cent counts, but I didn't think that was, so we have to put another $2,900 in this. That's what I'm up here for, because they've already paid the other. We'll keep you, I don't even know when this hearing will be. Of course, you don't ever know. But that's what we're doing. And we know that this will probably go all the way to the Supremes. I mean, it just happens. This is a very strange rule or law that the legislators did, always. It goes against all the constitutionality. You know, when they ruled that we have to be a market value in use state, and that's in the Constitution. Now the legislators are playing with that. So it's rather frustrating. It's frustrating for all of us that are in the business, and it has to be frustrating for the public.
Thank you.
Please, any questions, just ask.
Commissioner Jones, comments or questions?
Will this be the case for any future appeals?
It's going to have to be.
To have two appraisals?
If you have to have an appraisal, I think we're going to have to do that. We're going to find out by doing it the way we're doing right now. This is the first time this has happened. You know, Monroe County always seems to be the test case, which is fine. Our data is great, and they know it. And a real funny little, maybe I shouldn't even talk about this, but you know, David Hall needed our cost tables. That's no big deal. Download them. That's public. He started looking at our numbers and the state's cost tables that were online. It wasn't the same as what we used because the state hadn't updated their own cost tables since 2018. They didn't realize that. Now, see, on our computers, they are. But so then we had to go in and give him the real ones. It's just kind of we're dealing with so many things right now. So we're good. And I saw his appraisal with the USPAP appraisal. We're good. We're good with what my assessment is and his. So I think we're going to be really good. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be a long week. They usually last a week, and David will be on the stand for 2 days. Anyway.
You'll have to come back and tell us what.
Or you can come on up and sit with me.
Commissioner Madeira, comments or questions?
No, thank you for the thorough explanation.
Yeah, I think
I really want to explain it to you, but this is so strange. It's never happened.
Yeah.
So.
Anywhere in the state of Indiana?
Huh?
Like this is the first time it happened anywhere in the state?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of in the same. We're in the same boat.
You know, they always look to Monroe County for whatever, because, you know, it's always, we do things right, and everybody knows it. And, you know, the appeals, like I said, how many apartments? 500? One went to the state, the Dillon. That's it.
All right. I don't have any questions, but yes, thank you for the explanation. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in the Nat U. Hill room. All right, seeing none. All those in favor of approving the Integra Realty Resources Valuation Services signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, next item, please.
Move approval of the ratification of the 2025 through 2026 Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiative, or JDAI, grant contract, fund name, JDI coordination, JDI programming, and JDI analysis and research. Fund numbers 9143, 9145, and 9176 in the grant amount of $75,000.
I second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Ms. McAfee.
Hello, good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for having me. This grant, again, is JDAI dollars, which are passed through from the Indiana Department of Correction. 2025 is our 11th year being awarded these dollars in excess. I think I did the math yesterday. It's nearly $1 million, which is super exciting. This year's grant focuses again on building relationships with community partners and building opportunities for young people and families for diversion from the system entirely. I recently met with someone and said, I think my job's become how to put us, probation, out of business, which is really wonderful. Diverting those young people from the system at all, rather than getting them in and then figuring out how do we free them. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you so much. Comments or questions, Commissioner Madeira?
Not so much, but just to recognize the wide range of community partners here as well, like PALS, and also the warehouse. I think that this is incredible. Again, it's just a demonstration of how it takes a village.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes, we hear this every year, and I'm always extremely supportive of it. It's truly a wonderful thing to have going. Because it is a private source, do you feel confident that the money will keep on coming?
Oh, it was a little slippery this budget session. We had some cuts initially, but the full funding was restored. So I think we're good for the next 2 years. I think one of the values that we bring to the conversation is really the data. You all know JDAI is a very data-driven system, and so we can show the decreases in length of stay for secure detention, decreases in felony petitions being filed. So we're not, freeing people and crime is running amok. We're able to show the outcomes on how system involvement can actually harm individuals and families when low-risk individuals are placed in the system. So I think being able to kind of verbalize all of that work that's been done was successful in getting the funding. We didn't get an increase, but it was restored.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much work goes into just securing the funding, and then we'll have the contracts that will come, but you do.
You'll see me again soon.
Yes, you do a lot with not a lot of money. You get a lot done. So I really appreciate you and your staff and all the partners that work with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of ratifying the 2025-26 Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiative grant contract signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move approval of the YSB and Safe Place programs for the 2025 Owen County Fair Booth rental contract. Fund name Safe Place Grant, fund number 9103, in the amount of $275.
I second.
We have a motion and we have a second, and we have Ms. Jamison joining us via Teams. Good morning. You need to unmute. There you go.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can now, thank you.
Okay, great. Sorry, it's lagging a little bit on this end. Yes, good morning. Thank you, commissioners. We are again seeking to go ahead and have our contract with Owen County Fair Booth Rental approved. This is a time for us to promote the Safe Place program and the YSB programs to all the youth and families in Owen County. It's always a great turnout. We are there every night passing out promo items for free to the community and able to tell them about what we have going on. So it will be July 9th through the 11th this year. And that again is at the Owen County Fairgrounds.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Comments or questions? Commissioner Jones?
Yes, this is always worthwhile. Safe Place is a really important program.
Commissioner Madeira?
I agree wholeheartedly with Commissioner Jones. Very important. Thank you.
It's great that you're attending the fairs. That's where the kids are in the summer, hopefully. All right. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the YSB and Safe Place programs for 2025 Owen County Fair Booth rental contract signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We do not have any appointments today. Just a couple of quick announcements. I just want to ensure that everyone is aware that May 10th is the Stamp Out Hunger food collection at a mailbox near you. Mainly yours at the end of the driveway. So letter carrier Union 828 and is a huge part of this, and many thanks to them and the Hoosier Hills Food Bank last year. More than 36,000 pounds of food were collected by letter carriers in Monroe County, and we encourage folks in our community to beat that number. With the last round of federal cuts and then a subsequent cut, there was about 62,000 pounds of food that is not going to arrive at Hoosier Hills Food Bank that they had ordered. And that's just the beginning. That's the tip of the iceberg. That is not the iceberg. So we really all need to do our part for those in our community who need assistance. You can also go to Hoosier Hills Food Bank and contribute dollars to help them as well. I neglected at the last meeting, which was 2 weeks ago, to mention Earth Day. And that's not typical for me to forget that. But I think our schedule threw me off, and I just want to encourage everyone to think about our environment and everything you do every day. And I will note that it was on Earth Day, or very near it, that the Waste Reduction District of Monroe County had another 8,000 plus trees planted on the landfill area. And that is the second 8,000 from a little time back. So this is a huge effort to help green our community. And on the other side of the coin, I spent the afternoon and early evening in the rain Tuesday at the Hoosier National Forest, looking at the burn site. Apparently they decided to conduct a burn on Palm Sunday. There's a lot to see, a lot to learn. But I was working with folks who were collecting water samples and measuring turbidity, and there are going to be some lab studies done on samples that were collected. So it was an interesting outing. It's really sad to see what's going on at the Hoosier National Forest. But I hope folks will continue to pressure Mike Braun, our governor, to stop this. Please stop this. This is going to impact our drinking water supply in Monroe County in ways that I don't think we know. It's a frightening thing to see. So please contact the governor's office and ask them to stop the Houston South project in the Hoosier National Forest as soon as possible. I also want to note that we do have office hours, and these are held 6 times a month. All you have to do is to go to co.monroe.in.us and check out the calendar. These are conversations. I had a conversation that lasted beyond the office hour timeframe, and it was really interesting and insightful, and I learned a great deal. So thank you to the resident who chatted with me. It was really great. So I will say that while you're at the county website, to please sign up for the resident alert system. It's the megaphone on the homepage. I don't know that weather radios are working yet, but they decided, NOAA in their infinite wisdom decided to do an update on weather radios this week. So if you rely on a weather radio, please sign up for the county's alert system, co.monroe.in.us. And the next blood drive is next Thursday, May 8th, 1 to 6 p.m. This is at Ivy Tech, room C130A and B. We appreciate the Red Cross and Ivy Tech for working with us. If you'd like to make an appointment to participate in the blood drive, please go to redcross.org and do so. The incredible rural housing repair project that we worked on with ARPA funds, the remainder of the funds ended up back at the Bloomington Foundation. And the Bloomington Foundation is ready to go, which is great. So if you are an owner-occupier of your home and you need help with basic repairs, funding for basic repairs like roof, windows, carpentry, HVAC, etc., we encourage you to call and contact your township trustee because they are the portal through which the Bloomington Foundation will work to deliver those additional funds. Funds are very limited. This turned out to be a very popular program, but funds are very limited. So if you do have something like that, this is a great way to help keep people in their homes, and it's nice to see that the ARPA money will continue into the future. It's a very nice thing, yeah.
I can advise about the radios.
Okay, please.
Yes, so Ms. Niebel sent an email stating that the radios and NWS out of Indy came back online yesterday, apparently right before the tornado watch was issued. So
okay,
they should
good.
be up and running.
Great. I did not see that, so I really appreciate that. So weather radios are working, but it's always great to have it on your phone because if you're not home and with your weather radio, it's
Right.
It's a great thing to have our alert system on your phone. Again, thank you for that, Ms. Purdy. Anything else for the good of the order from my colleagues?
Just a quick reminder that we had a little thing come down last week called SB1, where legislators basically at the state level passed along the responsibility for taxes and for making up for lost property tax revenue to local governments. And so if you have questions, it's quite complex. There are very helpful meetings that were conducted last week that you can access on CATS, and you can always reach out to county personnel, including us, with any questions you might have as we move forward. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great point. So on the one hand, we're responsible for this, but at the same time, they're taking responsibility for stormwater and other things that are really best decided locally. So go figure. All right. We do have a work session. So can we come back at 11 in 9 minutes? Can we do that? Can we do that? Come back at 11? Okay, great. All right, we're going to come back at 11 a.m. for our work session, barring any technical difficulties. Thank you, TSD. Thank you, CATS. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're adjourned.